Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing Giant Double Prince. Now this deck hasn't been played much recently, but I feel like it's making its way back into the meta. Also, like and subscribe to make YouTube think this video is good. Here we are in the first game, guys. We're going to start off with a Dark Prince behind the left hand side of our King Tower. With this deck it's really good to get both princes pushing the same lane. The Dark Prince will take care of the swarm units and the Prince will get some good damage on the tower. In this case we're going to go with a Prince behind the left hand side of our King Tower to take out the Giant Skeleton. We're going to go for a Goblin Gang on the Giant Skeleton as soon as it crosses the river to maintain the Prince's HP. The Prince should be able to finish off the Musketeer if he doesn't go for anything else. The bomb will damage the Prince and he goes for a Snowball, but the Prince will still hit. Nice. Alright, now we're going to go for Spear Goblins in the back. We're up on Elixir, so we're in a good position here. We'll see if we can get some damage from this. See what he does. Our opponent goes for Bomb Tower in the middle. We're going to go for Poison on top of that. It's free damage for us. The Bomb Tower didn't really do much except deny the Spear Goblins getting damage. We're going to go for Bats on the Balloon and Dark Prince on the Miner. We shouldn't take any damage from this unless he spells down our Bats. We're going to go for a Zap on the Balloon to ensure we don't take any damage. We're going to go for both Princes, like I said before, in the same lane. The Dark Prince should be able to take care of the swarm units. Yep, Dark Prince takes out the Goblins and our Prince might be able to get a hit on the tower. He goes for a Bomb Tower. The Princes quickly take that out and I don't even need a poison. This should be tower here. He has no elixir. Now we'll just wait on this. We're up on elixir. We're just going to Giant in the middle. Go Dark Prince. I think he's given up. Nah, he goes for a Musketeer and a Giant Skeleton. We're just going to finish them off. Going to go for a Goblin Gang on the Musketeer. We've pretty much won this game. His tower's down to 700 health. The Spear Goblin's hitting it while the Dark Prince tanks for them. Gonna go Bats on top of the Giant Skeleton. Unfortunately he goes for a Balloon now, so might take a few hits from this. The Poison is alright at defending the Balloon because it has a slowing effect of 15%. Fun fact if you didn't know. We're gonna go for a Prince in the left hand lane. Prince hits the Giant Skeleton. He goes for another Balloon. We're just gonna go Bats on it and we're gonna go Spear Goblins down low in case he goes for arrows. Yep. We won't take any damage from that except for the Death Bomb. We're going to go for a Dark Prince on the Giant Skeleton and that should be game. Let's hop into the next one. Here we are in the next game. We're going to start off with a Prince in the back on the left. We're going to see what he does. We're against another opponent with 7,500 trophies, so they're a pretty decent player. We're just going to see what they do. Goes for a Monk in the middle. We're just going to go Bats in the back for the Monk. We're going to go for a Dark Prince on the Hog Rider and Goblin Gang on the Archer. The Bat should be able to finish off the Monk, unless the Monk activates its ability, which it does. Our opponent goes in for a Log on the right hand side. It's always good to force out a Log with this deck, because it means you've got a high chance of landing a Prince Charge on the tower. And when you land a Prince Charge on the tower, it's just quite demoralizing for your opponent, really. He goes for an Ice Spirit, quite a bad Ice Spirit. You can see the Rage emote. We're just going to go for a Giant in the back to reset. Might go for a Prince behind it, but we'll see what he plays. We're going to go for a Prince behind the Giant. It'll push it forward, make it go a bit faster. We're going to go for a Poison on the Archers and the tower. Just going in front to see if we could hit anything else. I'm going to go Dark Prince in the opposite lane. The Dark Prince shouldn't get dragged over by the Bomb Tower. Our opponent knows it's a good game. They're low on elixir. With this deck you can force out big elixir responses and then push the other lane. With another Prince, we forced out the Goblins and they waste their Log, which means that we get a Prince Charge on the right hand side. Our opponent's not feeling the greatest right now, I guess.
1 hour later.
We're just going to go for a Prince on the other lane. They're probably low on elixir. We'll see what they do. They go for Archers, they mess up their Archers, they Log, late Log. And that's game. Let's hop into the last one. Here we are in the last game. I'm just going to start off with the Giant in the back. See what our opponent does. They go for a Witch in the back in the same lane. We're just going to go for a Prince as well. We might Poison on the Witch to kill the Skeletons. And hopefully the Prince might connect. I'm going to go for the Poison now. Probably should have gone for it a bit earlier, but it'll be fine. Just going to go for a Zap on the Witch to make sure it dies. And the Prince should take out the E-Bubs. He also wastes his Skeleton army. We're just going to go Spear Goblins and that should fully counter that. One of the spear goblins does die, but we still got 2 that will get on tower. They're like 100 damage each shot and we just got 3 shots, so that's pretty decent value for us. We're going to go for a goblin gang on top of his giant and bats on the graveyard. He might have poison as well with his graveyard. He goes for a snowball to slow down our tower's attack speed. We're just going to zap. Kind of missed that zap, not the best zap. A little bit disappointed with that. We're just going to go for... just going to wait. He allows the prince to connect. I don't think he quite had enough elixir to get the skeleton army down in time. We're just going to go spear goblins on the skeleton army. Only down like 20 damage. He goes for a witch on the spear goblins. We're just going to poison for a little more damage. Going to go for a dark prince in the back at 10 elixir. Just going to dark prince right lane. That's where we've got most of our damage so far. Going to go for a giant in front of the dark prince to tank. He splits E-barbs in front of his tower. Bit unusual, but not necessarily bad. We're going to go for a zap on top of the bats. Keeps the dark prince alive. This is good. We're going to get a fair bit of damage unless he goes for a scummy. Goes for the scummy. We can poison on that. He's going to go for a giant graveyard now. See if we can defend. Guess he doesn't go for the graveyard. Just the lone giant by itself. It's still going to get like 2 or 3 hits on our tower. Just 2, that's fine. The prince got a fair bit of damage on the left hand lane, so we're winning by a fair amount now. We're going to go for a prince on top of the witch. Unfortunately the skeletons just come down as I deploy the prince, so we don't get much value from that. He goes E-barbs and graveyard. We're just going to dark prince up high. He arrows us on top of our goblin gang. He might take this tower, so we're just going to go with a giant in the pocket. Doesn't end up taking the tower, and we should win this game. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, it would be great if you liked and subscribed. See you in the next one.